Great Lie of China. If you actually ended up becoming one of the fortunate few people who achieved their childhood goal of becoming an astronaut, you would at some point have the opportunity to go to space. And during that time in space, if you happened to look down at the Earth, you would at some point find the Great Wall of China, right? We all know that the Great Wall of China is visible to the naked eye in space because of its sheer massive size. But what if I told you that wasn't the case at all? And the origins of this folktale actually date back to comic books. Let me explain. There is no doubt that the Great Wall of China is one of the coolest man-made structures on this entire planet. The history, the architecture, the grandeur, it's all insane. And because of that, the Great Wall was a perfect candidate for the perfect lie. And this lie actually dates back as far as 1932. During this time, Ripley's Believe It or Not, the people that made the best book at the book fairs were doing short stories and comic strips. And potentially one of their most iconic comic strips stated that the Great Wall of China was the mightiest work of man, and that it was the only man-made structure that was visible not from space, but from the moon. The comic goes on to state other facts and information about the Great Wall of China, but that first line about the Great Wall being seen from space was not only an unsubstantiated claim, but was also enough to get people hooked, line and sinker. And from that point on, this wild claim made before anybody even went to space was just taken as fact. And well, the myth still persists to this day. Now, I would say it's more or less common sense that you can't see any one specific man-made structure on Earth from the moon, but I can see where it gets a bit dicey when you swap the moon for space. But with the construction of the International Space Station, it has been confirmed by numerous astronauts that the Great Wall of China is not visible to the naked eye from space. Astronauts have claimed that they have seen the Great Wall of China, but it has required magnification. But on top of requiring magnification, they also need to be extremely focused on where they're looking because the Great Wall of China blends into the landscape so well. The brown and gray bricks on the wall don't necessarily contrast super well from the brown trees and dirt. And for that reason, unless you know exactly where to look and you have a bit of magnification, you're not going to see the Great Wall of China from space. And you'd have a much better bet looking from a commercial airplane, assuming you knew where to look and it was clear. Now, to add a bit of insult to injury, astronauts have also claimed that there are other man-made structures that are way easier to spot from space, with those structures being way less important than the Great Wall of China, specifically airstrips and large stretches of road. And the reason for that is simply because of contrast. The dark black tarmac used to make roads and airstrips is much more visible. And on top of that, these simple structures are typically very straight. And as some of you may know, straight lines do not exist in nature. So for those two reasons, these simple structures stand out a lot more than the Great Wall of China. So yeah, the Great Wall of China is cool, but it's not visible from space cool.